the a-hole for going on a family trip right after without my daughter who started college. I, 52 male, just got off the phone with my daughter, 18 female, and I think I made her cry. I feel bad, but I also don't understand exactly why. Any advice would be appreciated. A few months ago, I began planning a surprise trip for my wife's 50th this October. I thought it would be a perfect time for a little getaway as we've been raising children together for the past 20 years and haven't had much alone time. My oldest, 20 female, has been in college for a few years now, and this year my middle child just left the nest for college too. This leaves just my youngest, 15 male, at home, and I figured it would be okay to leave him to fend for himself for a bit. The issue started when I decided where we would be going. My wife has been wanting to visit Portugal for a long time, so I thought that would be the natural choice. But my middle daughter also expressed a desire to go to Portugal in the past, to the point where her and my wife discussed taking the trip together. I figured that going on a trip without my daughter would be okay since this is just a week-long thing between my wife and I. About a week ago, I decided I couldn't keep the trip a secret anymore, so I told my youngest about it. He told me he would not be comfortable staying at home alone for a week. And after some consideration, I decided it would be okay if he came along too. I don't want him to be left alone for so long, and I think it might be nice to get him some travel experience. I managed to convince him to keep the trip a secret from his mother, but not from my oldest. I hadn't told my oldest prior because she has a very busy schedule. But upon learning about the trip, she managed to take the entire week off work, which is practically a miracle. I, of course, said she could come along too, and this is a rare opportunity. This, unfortunately, means the only person in the family not coming is my middle daughter, who is the one who really wanted to go to Portugal. So I called her and told her about the trip. I didn't expect her to take it well, but she took it really not well. Once I filled her in on all the details, she got really quiet, and I think she started crying before wordlessly hanging up the call. Afterwards, I was worried she was going to tell her mom about the incident, which I cannot have. I really want to surprise her with this. And so to remind my daughter that it's a secret, I messaged her and said, good to chat. Again, it's a surprise, so don't mention to mom. Love you. The trip is happening right before her midterms week, and she's out of the state, so there's really no way she could come along. I just hope she'll come to her senses and calm down, as at this point, there's really nothing to do. I expected more emotional maturity out of her, I guess. I think she's being a bit of a spoiled brat, but I also understand that something like this could really ruin our relationship. And that's the last thing I want. What should I do? You're the a-hole. Why is she a spoiled brat? Because she had feelings. You didn't say she yelled at you or she spoiled the surprise. She silently cried and hung up so she could deal with her emotions on her own. Because God knows she couldn't work through it with you. It's horrifying that you can display such insensitivity for a kid who has just left the nest, only for the nest to reunite for her dream trip without her, and then insult her on top of it. Have some shame. Kid absolutely faked being scared to get to go on the trip. A 15-year-old can stay home for a week by himself. My son wasn't comfortable being left by himself, so we arranged for a family member to come and stay with him. Problem solved. Either cancel the trip or delete the favorite children out of it. My whole family's going on holiday without my middle child to the one place she's always wanted to go. Why is she so upset?